at that.
That's exactly what was
Wow.
happening. And Bill was, to be honest with you, the first person I ever called with the idea. Or
Yeah.
actually, he was probably the first person I'd say that actually said, I think we can do this. And I remember he looked at me and I kind of had this idea for the pitch or for a grid matrix. And he said, the key is real-time playback. And I was like, what are you talking about?
Look at that.
But that's kind of where it started. And that's, you know, we've been working together on this for a long time since.
Beautiful.
But while you're on the phone, Frederick, I've really enjoyed talking with Gary.
Yeah.
Gary Holloman, especially about his tournament coming up.
Yes.
Up here. This is kind of cool. Do you know about this?
Yes, he sent me the flyer and he's been keeping me abreast.
Oh, Derek Mastay can't join us today. Oh, darn it. That's all right. Apparently the power in Denver just went down.
Oh,
In the whole city.
Coming. Oh my gosh, he just sent me a picture.
is he snowed in?
Apparently so. I don't know if you could see that picture, but that's
Okay.
Derek.
Yeah, where there's snow, there's ice, and where there's ice, there's down power lines.
Yeah, sounds like. I'm glad I didn't book my trip to Denver this weekend. It's the RMN, Rocky Mountain Nationals.
Oh, that's right.
It's a big tournament going on. There's actually two of them. It starts on Thursday and Friday and Saturday. Anyway, what were we talking about? Sorry.
No, you're on Gary's tournament. You have the flyer up here.
Oh, yeah, this looks really cool.
San Diego Elite Sports.
I want to do something with them. And the cool thing about this tournament is that we'll talk more about this. My app isn't quite ready yet, but we could do a website for them with the idea that we can present something to T-Mobile, their sponsor, which would be really great.
I like that. I like that.
You're a man of God. Can you start praying?
Already.
You already have been praying. I know that. Maybe this is the answer to your prayers.
and Gary is also. Gary is also. And you know, the good news is it's about fruit and success and all of us walking, doing the will of the Father. So this is beautiful. This is beautiful. This is great news. And I saw Allison in here, and what's really great is I know she and you did such a wonderful job. You were mentioning Rocky Mountain RMN, and it's really to give that same kind. I stay on it because that's what was given. Stay on that same kind of customized flavor for San Diego Elite Sports. And one of the things that you were emphasizing, Chris, is now it's time to bring the money in. And this is that time, a relationship with a T-Mobile to do this, because what Gary and his team are doing, and I won't take up a lot of time, but William and Allison, since I see your names up, this is something that scales. So I know the wrestling, they're scaling, but Chris met Gary, so he has a keen understanding about scale and what can be done with this basketball, people, and lives, and really the heart of the organization, because they really care about the people.
Mm-hmm.
No, I think that's great to set up. Oh, go on, Allison.
Yeah, I just wanted to say hi to everybody, and thank you, Frederick, for mentioning that. Yeah, we're definitely thinking about scale and how we can roll this out to other organizations within sports leagues and beyond. So definitely that's our focus this week and next week on the design and development team. We're going to be working on the main FanView.app website, and also how you get between these different groups and channels. So it's exciting.
Are you still in South America, Allison?
I am. I'm in Buenos Aires right now.
So amazing. So William, think about that. 15 years ago, you're talking to Chris about, what was that? Immediate plays? What was that phrase he gave you, Chris?
Oh, real-time playback.
Real-time playback. And here we are in this video conference with a member in, where are you again, Allison?
Buenos Aires in Argentina.
Oh, that's awesome.
And I'm working full time from here, and it's easy and comfortable, and I'm getting at least as much done as I do when I'm at home. There's less distraction, actually.
Look at this. Beautiful,
Yeah.
beautiful.
Who else is out there? Who's this? Jay.
So this is Jonathan from Pixellot. How are we doing, guys?
Oh, hey, Jonathan. How are you?
I'm doing well, doing well. How's everyone doing today?
Really good, really good.
So thank you for joining us, Jonathan. I really appreciate it. We have had a couple of developments, though. One is that I was going to have Derek Mastay from the Rocky Mountain Nationals on this call. He's on our team working on our project with RMN. And his power he's in Denver, and they're having the blizzard, and his power just went out, unfortunately.
Okay.
So he won't be with us. And Gary from Holloman, I've just texted him, and he was going to try to join us today, and I haven't been able to hear back from him. But in the meantime, what I'd like to do is just welcome our team. There's Allison and Davil are here. Allison is our lead designer, and Davil is our lead engineer. We also have Frederick Johnson with us, with a partner company of ours called Communion, and Bill Rosner is a co-founder in the company and helped me write our patent. So they're all here. I'll tell you what, I'll give it another minute and see if Gary joins us. But in the meantime, Jonathan, where are you located?
No, today I'm in Chicago, Illinois. Typically I'm down in Houston, Texas is where I live.
Oh, good.
And our offices are up in New York City. Pixellot has an office.
Oh, cool. Okay.
So we're kind of spread across the country.
There's actually somebody who wants to join our call right now, and I need to send them. Hold on here just 1 second. Okay, I'll just take care of this and then we'll get started here. Okay. Good. So let me just get out of here. So I guess what we'll do is, I'm not sure if we should wait for Gary to join us or if we should just go ahead and get started. My goal with these meetings, Jonathan, just so you know, is that I like to keep them under an hour. And I usually start by reading an agenda for our company really quickly. And then, so we just have an understanding of what we want to do. And then the goal is that, we collectively kind of talk about projects in front of us and how we can advance our company. Why don't I go ahead and get started while these other guys may or may not be coming in. So here's our agenda. Basically, I'm going to read our company profile and mission statement, and then I'm going to introduce our guests. And then I'm going to introduce the FanView team to you, Jonathan, a little bit more so you know who you're talking to. And then I want you to give us a presentation on the Pixellot.
Great.
And then we're just going to discuss some of the options we have in front of us. One of them is with San Diego Elite Sports. I'd really like for your cameras to be powering their league in San Diego, and I think it could be a perfect fit if we can figure out how to do it. And I'd like to talk about how we can do that. That's why it's really important that I can see if we can get Gary on the phone. But if we can't, we'll have that call a little bit later. And then Allison is going to give us all an update on our app design with Dobble. She showed me some preliminary work earlier this week, and it looks really great. I'm really, really excited about it. And then we're just going to talk about a couple new business opportunities we have with hospitality, Four Seasons Resort, Golden Boy Boxing, and a high school close by that we're talking with about making a digital yearbook. Okay? All right. Let me go ahead. One thing I've been doing just to start off our meetings is I want to read a profile and a statement. Frederick, one of the things that's been really inspirational about working with you and Dr. Baker and More Than Enough Ministries is how at the beginning of every one of their shows and their programs, they read the mission statement for the ministry, and it just really focuses everybody. So this is our statement that I've been working on right now as a company profile and a mission statement. FanView app is a website and mobile app that engages fans and allows users to organize and upload photos and videos from content brands and sports events into interactive grids that may be viewed on mobile apps, consumer electronics, and social networks. FanView.app is also a patented online video navigation technology and digital content platform used by content producers and rights holders to organize photos and videos, personalized user experience that increase fan loyalty and revenue. The goal of this meeting is to harness the collective knowledge and experience of our group today in order to further the successful development of FanView applications and technologies. Attendees are invited to respectfully contribute and participate. That's my mission statement so far today. Any thoughts? Send it to me if you have any ideas. It's just something that I think as a company, it's going to be important for us to hone these things and really be focused about what we do and clear about it.
Thank you. I agree. It does focus us. So thank you.
Thanks. The next thing I'm going to do is introduce our guests. You just met Jonathan. Jonathan, how do you pronounce your last name?
Wagenknecht.
Wagenknecht from Pixellot.
Long, nasty one. I knew my alphabet real early on in life.
I'm sure. He's going to be giving us a demonstration on Pixellot automated cameras. The other two guests that I wanted to bring were Gary Holloman and Derek Mastay. I guess neither one of them are going to be able to join us today. However, I'd still like us to continue our conversation with the idea that Jonathan, we can talk to Gary, and actually his partner is James. I'm forgetting James's last name, but James is the head of the team, and we're going to need to talk to him anyway because he's coordinating the sponsorship deal. But I'd like you to still give us your demo today, so we understand that, with the idea that we'll be talking with Gary and Derek later. Okay.
Wonderful.
So here's our team right now. My name is Chris Bailey, and I'm the founder of the company. I wrote our original patents with Bill Rosner, who's also on the line. Say hi, Bill.
Hey, Bill.
Hi,
How
Bill.
Bill lives in Las Vegas right now. Let's see. Allison Bradley is our lead designer. Allison, you there?
Hi. Hi.
Allison.
Hello.
Davil is our lead engineer. Davil, are you on the line?
Hi.
Hi, Davil. Bill, you talked about Bill.
Yep.
Frederick Johnson is from Communion. Frederick, I always struggle to describe what Communion is. Maybe you can just say a few words.
Yes. Communion distributes the good news that the kingdom of heaven is here by using the internet, television, and wireless communications.
Great. Thanks, Frederick. Frederick's also connected us with Gary Holloman, who I just noticed joined our line. Hey, Gary, can you hear me? I hear his mic is off. Maybe I'll unmute him. I can hear that he's here, but I can't see him. I'm going to assume that he can hear us and we can't hear him, but I see that Gary's on the phone, and Gary is an advisor to San Diego Elite Sports. He is also a referee, and he works with not only basketball leagues, but other amateur sports leagues as well. And he intends to, our first project is with San Diego Elite Sports with the intention of presenting what we do to other teams and leagues that Gary works with. All right. With that, I don't think anybody else is on the line. And I get, oh, Gary, there you are. Can you hear me? I can see him, but I can't hear him.
He's on mute.
He's on mute. Anyway, I think what we'll do is we'll keep on going. And Jonathan, if you'd like to talk to us about Pixellot, that would be a great time. I can give you control of the.
Certainly. Actually, if everyone could jump over to, let me pull up to www.clearslide.com/David S. I don't know if you want to put that in the agenda real quick so that everyone has it.
Actually, can you put that in the chat area? Just the URL?
Yep.
There, good. Okay. All right, I can see the screen. Can everybody else?
Yep.
All right.
Yes.
So, so I appreciate everyone's time. And I've got about a half hour that I can chat, and I think we should have plenty of time to get through this stuff quickly. I'll move quick so you guys can address, so I can address any questions you might have. But essentially with what Pixellot is our goal is to provide a full end-to-end solution from the hardware as well as to the actual distribution if needed for youth sports, megaplexes, colleges, high schools, professional across the board, right? And so basically what we're doing is doing this all with an AI-based sports production. Let's see, we'll cut through some of the stuff. So essentially what we have, as I mentioned, we're everything from the hardware piece all the way through enrichment to the back-end distribution as well. So we have cameras that are going to be physically pointed at the court, either indoor or outdoor. The camera head is a camera head unit with multiple lenses in it. You'll see a picture of that. It was on the front slide. That was our 2 lens, but I'll show you here in a couple slides. Essentially, we're able to capture that content on the court. We connect up what we call a VPU, a video processing unit, and that is a standard server-grade HP computer tower. So at 2.5 feet by about 8 inches wide, that's where all the encoding and the processing of the video takes place. We have bandwidth optimization going on. So for people who are trying to stream out content, and that's 90% of our users are actually trying to stream live. And with that, obviously, we understand the difficulty of being in rural areas. Sometimes high schools don't have the best internet capabilities. So we do have bandwidth optimization to get out the best possible stream, depending on the fluctuations there. We're able to distribute that content in a variety of different ways. In the high school space, for instance, all that content gets sent to the NFHS network, National Federation of High School Sports. We've got an exclusive partnership with them. And so essentially all high schools that are interested in Pixellot solutions will go directly with the NFHS. Their content will go live on the NFHS platform for mom and dad, grandma, grandpa to log on and watch. In different spaces, so colleges and that sort of stuff, we can send that stuff. We have some schools streaming directly to ESPN3. Some schools go to YouTube, Facebook Live. We can pretty much send it anywhere. Or if they have their own streaming partnership, we can get that to them as well. We're able to enrich the view of the game by adding high-level graphics. So we're able to put in automatic score. We can do full advertising, so full screen ads, lower third ads, banner ads across the bottom, virtual advertising, so putting in virtual banners that you might see, like they do that typically in the English Premier League, where it looks like they have those TP style banners going around the edge of the field, and the ball rolls right through it, right? So we're able to do similar things where it looks like we're hanging a banner up behind the backboard, but it's not really there in reality. A couple of different areas where we can, again, send that content to ESPN3, YouTube, wherever you want. We can also send it directly to our mobile app. We can watch both that tracking view as well as the full panorama view, because the way we actually capture the content, we actually record the entire court or field, the entire game. And then we zoom in on a particular portion, the artificial intelligence takes over and will act as a camera person in that instance to then send that stream out to whatever destination they want. So there's a couple different areas. Again, you can watch it on OTT platform as well as the Pixellot mobile app, and we can go that route as well. And then we've got a full back-end management and analytics system. So as far as support, we've got a back-end support team as well that's able to monitor that stuff for you. You're able to make sure that cameras are plugged in, turn down, all that good stuff, so we can see all that content. As far as people we typically work with, we've got over 3,000 systems sold and installed across the globe today, and that number continues to rise on a daily basis. Over here in the U.S., we've got about 1,500 installs going on. In the U.S., we're partnered, like I had mentioned, we have got our exclusive partnership with the NFHS network. We're working on some things with ESPN right now. We also, another major partner of ours is Hockey Tech and Hockey TV. They are our exclusive quote-unquote high-level hockey distributor. So they work when we do stuff with the NHL, basically juniors and above. Hockey Tech comes involved. And you'll see some of the major EPL teams there and other European soccer clubs, Bayern Munich, Barcelona, Real Madrid. Those guys actually use this more from rather than a streaming commercialized side, they actually use it for their in-house academy recordings, essentially. So recording clips, cutting clips out of that panorama, and then being able to work with that video in a high-quality basis. So from the Pixellot portfolio in and of itself, make sure we get it all up here. We've got two main products right now. We're working on our third one to have it available for market. The Pixellot S is the standard one that we are working with in all the high schools. So over 1,000 high schools have the product right now. Again, we're pushing in the college space and pushing in the multi-surface venue and as well as professionals. But there is you'll see up in the left, that's the 2-lens head. And then in the bottom right, that 4-lens is actually also an option for the Pixellot S, depending on what type of quality you would like. So the 2-lens streams at 720, the 4-lens streams at 1080. With that, the Pixellot S really is meant to be mounted in a gym or a field, replace the need for a camera person. So you can schedule in advance, whether it be 5 minutes in advance, 5 weeks in advance, 5 months, all your practices, all your games, graduations, whatever's going on, we can record all that stuff. And we've got a full scheduling system. It's like buying a plane ticket. From any laptop anywhere in the world, you can jump on and schedule, all right, I've got a basketball game that's coming up in 2 weeks at 5 p.m. on Saturday, runs through 7 p.m. and hit save. 5 p.m. on that day, it's going to automatically spin up a stream and send that content where you want it to go. So that's the one that's really been most prevalent here in the U.S. Our coaching system, that's the one that's actually used. It's really geared towards high-level professional clubs, the Real Madrid, Barcelona. That's what those guys are using. It gives them some high-quality ability to be able to cut clips directly out of that 180 panorama and utilize those clips and how they choose it. Not many people, a couple people use it here in the U.S. For instance, ESPN Wild World of Sports down in Orlando with Disney. They have a couple coaching and Pixellot S systems. So it kind of depends on what exactly your needs are. And then the advanced system is something that we've done work with ESPN on. We're finalizing some of the odds and ends here and there, but that allows you to do live instant replays. It's going to be the highest quality of video. You can add in up to 2 additional angles live. We'll have a switcher included. So now you can have one man basically running the show there on site, where you're going to have your camera 1 view that's able to auto track back and forth. You can have up to 2, like I said, 2 additional angles. So if that's a fan cam or a slash cam, you can switch to those and create a full ESPN quote unquote style broadcast, which is going to have the natural sounds, so referee whistles, crowd noise. You can also institute on-site commentary, plug your audio board into our system. So now you're going to have on-site commentary, color commentary. Also, obviously, as I mentioned before, the live scoreboard. And you can do those high-level graphics. So now it feels like I'm watching an ESPN broadcast and it's a one-man band. So let's see. Again, we're capturing the full panorama of the field. We stitch those images together. We then use AI to zoom in on a particular portion of that field of what is quote unquote important. So it's going to be watching the ball, the players, and that sort of stuff. And we have different algorithms for each sport. So we record soccer different than basketball, different than lacrosse, etc. And our algorithms, we've got production for 12 different types of sports. Our newest one is baseball, softball. We've got our first iteration of that available. 4 years ago, we really started out in the soccer space. We've quickly extrapolated from there into basketball, football, the rectangular field-based ice hockey, and then obviously, baseball is a little bit different beast, being a different size, shape field, and so we're working with a couple different major groups right now to finalize that product and make it fully available for this coming fall for the high school space, especially. Let's see. So this is. Let me know if this video is not coming through clearly. This is actually several iterations old of our football algorithm, but again, this is all done completely unmanned and no human interaction whatsoever. And so that's able to watch the play back and forth. Obviously, you can see the scoreboard in there with the time. So that's an example of what we got.
You said completely unmanned?
Completely unmanned. So this is a hockey. This is going back and forth. And that camera was mounted. The calibration is done. And there's, it's a set it and forget it. So this is able to follow things back and forth. You can see here an example of basketball. So actually, this is an example of our auto highlights feature. So we've got the ability to realize when a basket is made. And so it actually, in basketball, and we've got some auto highlights for football and soccer as well, it's able to put together, basically condense a game, right? So we're able to, rather than watching a 2-hour game, now I can see every made basket in a 12 to 14-minute clip. And all that, again, is done completely unmanned. No human anywhere in the world is touching this footage. It's all AI. As I briefly mentioned before, we've got a full mobile experience. We've got API SDK availability. So as you briefly touched on your app, we're able to make those connections happen and give our functionality in different application scenarios. Again, we're able to cut highlights, create personal clips, text it, tweet it, all that stuff directly from our app, and make that available. So not only is it for the fan at home, it's also a really great coaching tool because as I had mentioned, we capture the full field, the entire game. Within the app, you can actually jump over to panorama mode, pinch zoom in with your fingers and sort of a virtual reality Oculus sort of feel. Physically moving your phone or tablet up, down, left, right will now reset that frame. So if I'm a parent and I want to see what my kid, Joey, is doing, who's the soccer goalie, maybe he doesn't get much camera time, I can pan over at any point in time to see what he's doing. If I'm a coach and I want to see, what my defense is doing in soccer, we just got burned on a counterattack. So I want to, in sort of a TiVo mentality, rewind before the event is over and rewatch it. Maybe I want to see what our defensive setup is doing when the ball is out towards the other goal. So now I can zoom in, see any part of the field I want, use it for coaching, obviously to make improvements and that sort of thing. Again, being able to cut clips and send those clips out to your players. Again, talked about this already, enhanced graphics, tickers, all that good stuff we're able to overlay. And this is an example of just that. We're able to do full introductions, whatever sort of graphics you guys want within that video, we can make that happen. We're able to institute scoreboards. We can do picture-in-picture. We can use someone like Sportscast to pull that data directly out of the scoreboard or controller, or we can use optical character recognition as well. As you heard on that hockey clip, we can also institute commentary, as I had mentioned. So you plug your on-site audio board into our system. And then talking auto highlights, condensed games, for football, we've got a full condensed game, so we're cutting out the time between plays. Again, all of that stuff is done automatically, creating the all made baskets in a basketball game, that sort of stuff can all be done automatically. And here's another example of that with some work we did with the NBA Summer League. So it's going to generate, again, a 12-minute clip that's going to show all made baskets, so that when you're going to generate highlights, if that's a need of yours, you can do that much quicker rather than panning through an entire game. Let's see. So, and again, here's kind of who we're working with currently. These are our more major clients. Obviously, we've got one-offs here and there. As I mentioned, here in the U.S., we're working with ESPN, both ESPN and Disney with ESPN Wide World of Sports. We're doing some stuff with Sidearm and Play on Sports in the high school space. Again, you'll recognize Real Madrid, Barcelona, those guys over in Europe. We've got a major partnership down in Mexico with the entire Mexican Soccer Federation. So everyone from their national team all the way down through their grassroots leagues, all of those arenas actually have Pixellot systems involved. So that's kind of the quick run through. Again, I wanted to leave about 10 to 15 minutes for any questions that might be out there. So I'd be happy to address those right now.
Looks pretty amazing. Anybody have any questions for Jonathan?
Yes, I agree with Chris. Jonathan, it's wonderful. Congratulations to you and your team. One of the questions that I had is when you showed right before the NBA Summer League the ability to pull clips, let's say total made baskets. Have you and Chris had the opportunity to dive in on what FanView app actually does? And the reason I ask, do you see the value proposition in FanView as an app working directly with Pixellot to really bring this thing with grid view to really bring it to life?
So we have not quite jumped into the nitty-gritty quite yet. That's certainly a conversation that look forward to having. I don't think, I think Chris, you'll agree, we weren't quite there in the process yet, and that those sorts of conversations would certainly be welcomed for members on our development team. Obviously, I'm on the sales side, so I don't know all the ins and outs. I know most, but not all the nitty-gritty details. So, happy to foster that conversation. But I'm excited to learn more about what you guys have going on and kind of what you see, vision of how Pixellot can help improve your app and vice versa, obviously.
Wonderful.
I have a question. Yes. Do you already have an API developed where third parties can fetch the live streaming from your platform with license?
Yes, that already exists. So it would be essentially an easy transfer over. We do have a couple partners already using our API.
Okay. So
my next question. Oh, go ahead. Sorry, Deval.
Yeah, that does mean that if an app developer wants to get the live feeds available on the app, they can do that with proper licensing and API.
Certainly, yes. That's an easy request, very easy request.
Okay, thanks.
My next question had to do with actual infrastructure. Like, since sales is your focus, if there's an organization that has a gym and they're not outfitted, they want to do this, as you described it, as unmanned camera, install the Pixellot, and they also have audience and access to advertisers. Does Pixellot share, meaning do you share in the revenues to help them actually build out this broadcast infrastructure? So in addition to paying a flat rate for, I'm buying the equipment, I'm getting the camera installed, and I'm paying whatever my monthly or annual fees are for bandwidth and all the wonderful things that you do you also participate, say, in revenues? For example, a company already has sponsorship, the high school has sponsorship, but because you're able to weave in and put these imaginary banners in the game, does Pixellot participate in those revenues?
So our standard way of operating, if college XYZ said, Jonathan, I'd really love to get a Pixellot system involved. I want it to stream wherever, or stream to YouTube, whatever. Typically, how our pricing works is there's a hardware fee. So depending on if you are interested in the lower level or the entry level or the little bit higher level, there's a hardware price of $5,500 for the entry, $8,500 for the higher level, and then there's an annual $3,000, which breaks down to $250 a month software licensing fee. So, and then we typically do 3-year minimum agreements. So people can kind of jump in for over a 3-year time span, spend around $14,000. Now, in that scenario, and again, this is our standard operating procedure. We're able to vary off this a little bit. But with that, that would be up to the end venue or college to be able to monetize that, and they're able to keep that, right? So that's, Pixellot wouldn't really be involved there. And so we want to be sure to provide enough value, with all the marketing opportunities, with the graphics, with the banners, to be able to really be a revenue generator for a school or a venue, and they're able to, benefit 100% off that.
That's tremendous. Thank you.
Any other questions?
I have a question. Hi, my name is Foxy. How is everybody doing?
Hi, Foxy. Welcome to our meeting. I'm glad you joined.
Thank you. Is there a way that is there a way to pull data from the program? Like, say if a kid was wanting to make a highlight tape off of the information that was captured on the feed, is there a way to just pull specific players' information? Or because I see how you had it where they could pull the baskets or compile the baskets or baskets. Is it a way to do specific players or not yet?
So we're not quite there yet. That's definitely, in the roadmap to be able to say, all right, I want clips for player 12, right? And be able to have that. Right now, we're not quite there yet. We are working in that direction, but as far as, being able to pull personal clips and stuff like that, that would essentially need to be done within the mobile app, and having, zooming in on your player and essentially either, recording the full tracking image, which zooms in back and forth, the cameraman mode, if you will, or jumping into that panorama mode, which I had referenced earlier, which you can now zoom in and see any part you want. So now you can use your finger and pan around the field and create that clip. Again, save it to your device, text it out, tweet it out, do whatever you want with that video file.
Great, perfect. One other question in conjunction with that one, is the data automatically saved, or how is that set up?
So are you saying with respect to the mobile app?
With respect to the images that are captured, like say if we were at a game and this was happening, would that information automatically be saved, or does the school or individual person navigating it need to set up those settings?
Okay, so and I guess I want to clarify a little bit further. So as far, are you talking about the entire video feed, like the actual stream of where does the file live? Okay, so in addition to streaming that content to the mobile app, to ESPN or YouTube or wherever, we also save a hard copy of the file directly to that computer VPU. That's their site, and we save that to the hard drive. So both the tracking mode as well as the full panorama files, our MP4 files, are saved. And so we have automatic integrations with Huddle and Crossover and a couple other coaching analytics softwares. So for a coach who wants to use this for their game film to break down, we're not really in the arena of doing like breakdown analytics. That's for people like Huddle and Crossover who are really good at it. We're focusing more on being able to capture that high quality video without requiring, relying on a 15-year-old kid who's going to miss the touchdown,
Right.
and back and forth. And so we're really aimed on the video side. But we do have abilities to, when you're scheduling that event, so for example, in the high school space with NFHS Network, when a coach goes in and schedules their football game for Friday night, they say, I'm streaming to NFHS Network, and then they can enter it, have their Huddle login credentials saved, and all that stuff will automatically be uploaded to the Huddle platform, so that then that video can be broken down and kicked back to them. So we do have automatic integrations. We save those files locally, and if someone wants access just because you want to pull the full video file, the tracking file for maybe game transfer or whatever it might be within a conference, you certainly have access to those actual hard files as well.
Oh, that's great. Thanks for answering my question.
Certainly.
Thanks, Foxy. Foxy brought up a good point about tagging the videos. And one of the things that we had talked about was that, Jonathan, you and I, during our last call, was that after you make a highlight video, Pixellot makes a highlight video, that video clip does not per se have a tremendous amount of embedded information with it. For example, which players were on the court and which player actually scored the basket. And when I was thinking about how we could collaborate with Pixellot, one of the things that I was thinking about is through the FanView app, if we could create a service that allowed the fans themselves to highlight which players are in the video. So there'll be a record of that for each one of the highlights. Because I think that that's a really important thing if we are making all these highlights, we need to know which player scored which basket.
Right.
Yep, certainly.
Mm-hmm.
Now, that might come in with, that will come in later on with Pixellot when they finally get it, so they can specify or track individual players. I have a question regarding the tagging system. The real-time tagging that you deal with as you're going through a game, those tags are based on the algorithm for that game type, correct? Is that what the case is? So the baseball tagging is different than the basketball and football.
Yeah. So we've got like the automatic condensed games and that sort of stuff for basketball and condensed games / highlights for basketball, football, and soccer right now. So when you schedule an event on our web scheduler or from the app, you jump in and say, all right, basketball game next Thursday from 5 to 7 p.m. You're going to hit the drop down that it is a basketball game because we do track differently based on the sport. And so the computer needs to know that it's doing basketball. And then from there, that's when the auto highlights and that sort of stuff will automatically kick in. So yes, it is a sport dependent, piece of software there.
Okay. And the tagging options will increase as you start bringing more more of these revisions to it.
Exactly. And we typically roll out about 3 times a year improvements to our AI algorithms. And so we use computer vision and computer learning constantly with all the hours of video that we pull in on a daily basis. We continually work to improve these algorithms as well as the additional functionality. So being able to add these similar features to field hockey and volleyball, these are all in the line and they are going to be coming. I don't have a timeline for you, but we just added in the soccer functionality a couple months ago. So we started out in basketball with made baskets, then we worked on full condensed games for football. For coaches, obviously, they don't want to be sitting through and watching the 30 seconds of the play clock going down. So we are working consistently to add additional features like that. Exactly, and that's exactly what that software license, that annual piece of it, that's really what that's paying for, right? So as we continue to develop additional things, we roll all that stuff out automatically to all these systems and make all of that functionality fully available to the end.
Okay, thanks.
Great. Jonathan, I know you have another call coming in and probably have to leave. But I wanted to say how much I appreciated you spending the time with us. This was really great.
No, I appreciate your time, and I've got about 5 more minutes. So if there are any other questions, happy to stay on a couple moments longer. But no, I appreciate getting to meet all of you and having a great conversation with all of you.
Thank you.
Jonathan, thank you for the presentation. That was really impressive. It's amazing what you guys are able to do.
Certainly glad to be here and appreciate your time.
I guess we'll keep on talking, and what we'll do is we'll talk amongst ourselves and design kind of how we see an integration working between Pixellot, San Diego Elite Sports, and FanView. And what I'd like to do is schedule a time when we can get Jonathan on the line, or James Shaw on the line as well, and outline the larger project.
Wonderful. That would be great.
Just so you know, before you leave, there is one project that I'm going to talk to these guys about. They make, this is their next event. It's the Unsigned Senior Talent Showcase, and it's the 13th of April, which is too soon for us to get started now, but one of the things I would want to ask you about is this is only kind of a one-time event for these guys. Is there anything about your system that can be used for like a one-time event? I mean, is there people that you could charge that just have this system and they could plug it in and, you know, charge us $500 to film it through your system, for example?
We do have a couple partners that function in a similar nature to that. If that's of interest, and when did you say that was? April 13th? Okay. Let me, and I guess, so what exactly are the needs there? And can you give me just a quick, 30-second rundown? Where is this being played? How many courts? What sort of venue?
This is in San Diego. It's probably too soon for this particular event.
Okay. But just more in general speaking?
They produce like 20 of these sorts of things a year.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, we do have some individuals that have our systems that do function in that mentality. They're not really necessarily with Pixellot, of course. They are people that bought Pixellot systems and have their own business essentially around that. But there are a couple that we could probably reach out to and can make that connection if you think that that's probably what makes the most sense for the scenario.
Great.
Certainly.
Okay.
Wonderful. Well, I appreciate all your time again, and I'll be dropping off. But Chris, thanks so much for setting this up, and I look forward to connecting with you as we discuss further.
Thanks, Jonathan. This was great.
Yep. Have a great one, guys. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. All right. That was pretty awesome.
Yeah. It's really
Cool. So, by the way, I noticed Foxy just joined us. Hi, Foxy. You still
Hello,
there?
how are you? Yes.
Thanks for joining us. Gary told me a little bit about, first of all, obviously our whole team is on the phone, but Gary told me a little bit about what you do with him, and I'm not quite sure if you work with San Diego Elite Sports, but I was kind of hoping you could introduce yourself before we got started on the app update.
Well, yes, my name is Foxy. I'm here in San Diego. I'm an independent local journalist, so to speak. I take my own pictures, I write my own stories, and I basically, I have a 13-year-old son as well and a 16-year-old son who have been in the basketball and sports world. So basically, I have been their photographers or whatever, basically trying to get their stories out and the stories of the teams that they've been playing on, because they were at rec ball. They were rec ball players before they went into league play. So, if there's not really an arena for sports journalism, if it's not high school or if it's not a club, a well-known team. So the little, the underdogs don't necessarily get their pictures taken. They don't get any media time. They don't know how to be interviewed or any of that. So basically I just go where the story takes me. And I have a Periscope, so I'm a video blogger. I've been on Periscope for the past 4 years. It's worldwide. It's interactive. So basically, they can call in to me. They can ask questions. I'm live. There's no editing. There's no anything like that. It's just on the cusp, but it's worldwide. And I have 9.5 thousand supporters, and I have over 10 million likes. So they're listening.
Wow. That's awesome.
Absolutely.
Well, I'm excited that you've joined us, and I think you're going to, when you were talking about documenting kind of the unsung heroes or the, of sports, that I think that you're going to find our platform kind of speaks to that a lot.
Yeah. Yes, I'm thoroughly impressed. Thoroughly impressed. Because I do all of it myself. I take the pictures, I write the story. I'm the camera woman. I'm every woman, so to have this done remotely and that I could still edit it and get the shots and I won't miss anything. This is phenomenal.
Awesome. Well, I think with that, I should probably let Allison introduce us to where she is and Davo are with the app.
Yeah. Yes.
Can I give you the screen?
So I think, yeah, give it to Davel. He's going to be
Okay.
showing us what we're doing. So right now, just an overview of where we are. Davel's going to give you an overview of where we're at with the website. We've been implementing. Davel, can you share your screen and show us a little bit of FanView? I don't know if Foxy's seen it. But
let me know when you start seeing.
yeah.
Chris, do you want me to show the app screens, what we started last time?
Yeah, the app screens are awesome. I'd love to see them.
Okay.
Can everybody see Davel's screen, by the way?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to share my phone screen.
So right now we have a website, and that is also going to be serving as the back end for our new app. So the app is going to be able to be used by user load images and video and their content that they're uploading. So what we're looking at right now is just a rough wireframe version of the app that we are in development on. And currently where we're at is this hasn't been refined and designed at all. It's more like a wireframe that is showing us a prototype of the functionality that we'll have on the app. And where we're at right now in development process is refining, getting into the design of the user experience here, and also capturing detailed requirements so that Chris and the team can review all those. We can talk about it, we can lock it down, and then we can develop. So that's where we're at right now. The developer is working on compression algorithms to optimize the upload of video. That's the biggest reason why we need an app, is to, in addition, providing an improved experience from your mobile device, but it also is just required so that we can compress video before we upload it. And we will be completing the detailed requirements for this first phase of our app very soon, within the next week. I anticipate that detailed requirements should be ready by our next call next week. And so we'll know more about our exact schedule for when we can, we anticipate being able to launch the new app. And we're also at the same time making improvements on the website. So Davel, if you want to go ahead and continue your demo, then.
Okay. Okay. So these are just a wireframe, as Alison explained. These are the screens, main screens. It will be some more, but this is the main idea that how will it look like. This is the first screen when you load the app. For the first time users, it will start showing you what it is about with some little 2-3 screen walkthrough, where you can see this next button and skip buttons to go through the tour, and once you are complete the tour, it will show you the welcome message. with sign up and sign in. This is the sign up screen with the social sign in buttons. And you can also sign up with your email. Uh, Now I'm on the login screen, same social login, or I can log in with my email address. Okay, this is the main home screen where I can see list of all the channels. I can swipe left and right to see the scroller, and the top grades that is defined by a feature grid of each of the channel that would be listed here. When I click on view all of all the channels, I'll see a list of all the channels with, this is just the placeholders, but channel logos will appear here. I'm going to go into RMN channel. This is the channel's home page or home screen, where I see a little background with search featured grid for that particular channel, with events like Freak Show, Cosmic Clash. This can differ per channel. It can be different for each channel. And when I click on each of the event, it will show me grids. Those are in that event or category. These are recent uploads uploaded in any category for that channel. And I have a nice search field where I can search with any tag to filter the grids. Or I have this filter to browse through different events and search for different filters here, by wrestler, by division, by teams, and other tags here.
That's very good.
Yes, applying the filter will show list of all the grids for the chosen selections. I'll click on this clear filter to go back to the previous screen, and now I'll click on the actual grid page. Yes. This is the grid page. I have two selections here, two different views, list view and grid view, and two filters, the recent and most shared. Based on that, I will see the filter, the order of the videos based on the selections.
Now, hang on. Is recent and most shared? Weren't we doing recent and most viewed?
Yes, there is a, that would be most viewed. I need to change it to the prototype. It would be most viewed.
Yeah. Okay. But sorry to interrupt you, but
yeah, that's correct. We'll have most viewed. I'll click on this grid view, and it will show me the familiar 3-column view, but many prefer to show it in an enlarged view. So we are having this list view that zooms the entire ocean from here.
One moment. Sorry to interject, Deval. Go back to that screen again. The one, yes. If you would, with Chris's permission, will you send a screenshot to everybody on this call with that? Because before we started this, Chris and Bill were speaking about how this idea began 15 years ago. Mm-hmm. And I still remember the piece of artwork that Chris shared me with the matchbook boxes. And right now, this is the reality of what that vision is in this one screenshot. And if you would send that, because it actually says exactly what the vision is. This is the whole purpose for all of the iterations that Chris Bailey has had with this, but this is the whole purpose for FanView. The whole cell is in right in this one screenshot.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Thank you for noticing, Frederick. And Alice, I'm glad we stopped here. Foxy, one thing that you should know, and Gary too, this screen here is the heart of our intellectual property, because our patents describe column by row grid organization design for displaying videos. So for, in this video, in this example right here, we're column 1 to the left, says Freak Show 2019, and then it's hashtag Cosmic Clash 2019 and RMN Nationals 2019. Those are the wrestling tournaments.
Mm-hmm.
And then on the, we don't have our numbers in here on the left side, but the first video up top will be video 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and go on down the list. And that creates a order sequence by either the most recent videos uploaded, 1, 2, and 3, or let's say it's the most viewed video. So you have it divided by basketball players and their shots, and you just all of a sudden want to see the most viewed or the most recent. No, it'd be the most, you have the most recent upload would be kind of your default. But let's say you all of a sudden just want to hit that button and see the most viewed upload. So that's the most popular videos for each one of those players. You can see that too. And the organization of that design is our grid view, what makes us unique, and has our, that's where our patent is.
Yeah, that's great for the schools, because, you know, they can use that most viewed to get crowd or school participation.
Mm-hmm.
To get them to hit the site, you know?
Yeah. Anyway, I didn't mean to interrupt you on this, but this is an important slide. Hey, Adava, one thing that we are going to have to add here are the numbers on the left side, 1, 2, 3, and, you know, for each one of the rows.
Yes, we will have that. I'm just wondering that Alison will help me with that. But it's a, we need to have some space on the left side. I wanted to have equal portion on left and right, because we have.
I don't think so. I think we can just.
Okay, we can have the numbers there. Okay.
Yeah, maybe it's a little overlay with a circle and the number, and it just overlays the left.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah, that might be a better
how
option.
It says how many times it was shared, how many times it was liked. That's dope. I like that.
Well, that's a, hang on, Foxy. That's a very important question. I'm glad you brought that up, because one of the things that I want to talk to you guys about is how do we know what the value of the content, so to speak.
Right.
Like, if we do have how many, would we have something that say how many times it has been shared, and then for the most recent, is there a way to add the date maybe in that overlay that would show you what time, how many, you know, when it was uploaded?
It might be too. That might be too small for a lot of screens.
You'll be able to see those kinds of things if you click on the video and make it big and play it. Then you'll see the title, the description, the full video. You can play it. You can see keywords. You can see when it was uploaded, the event name.
Yeah, I'll show that screen. This like and share here is for grid. But if I want to see the okay, so this is the video, that individual video. When you click on any of the video from the grid, this is how it looks. With the who shared it, okay, and with the players, and for the same, when you go to
it takes the likes
image,
away though. How many times it was hearted when you clicked on the, you see the heart is gone. It says the share, shows the shares, but it doesn't say how many times it was liked.
Let's see.
Yeah, this is still early prototype, people.
Yes.
This has not been designed yet. This is just early. So yes, thank you for mentioning that.
Yes, we will have hearts there for each grid and each individual video as well.
Oh, so each
now,
individual video will have its own stats, so to speak.
Right.
correct.
The grids have stats. The videos themselves have stats.
Okay.
The grid is like a collection of videos, if you want to think of it that way.
Okay.
So that's going to be kind of interesting. So you're going to be able to track how many likes we had for each grid and then for each video within that grid.
Probably not. You'll see it. You'll see shares and likes for the grid on the grid page. You'll see video likes and shares on the video page.
Yeah, that makes sense. But we could track all that information. That's
Yes.
going to be good. Adavo, I don't want to. Does all that data for all the likes, shares, all that information, does that get stored to our AWS DynamoDB database, or where does that get recorded?
Yes, that's in the flat database on AWS that we are going to share, store. So even if you need the report, standalone report from the database directly, we'll be able to get it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and what you see on my screen is the menu. When user is not logged in or signed up, visitors can also browse the app, but they have to sign up or log in if they want to upload. Okay, so again, when I go to click on this profile thing, then it will ask me to sign up. Here, the login link will come. It's not visible, but if you're already logged in, already signed up, then you can click on the login link from here. There are some terms, conditions, privacy policy, and support questions that's linked here. Okay.
Yeah, that looks nice. That'll be very simple.
Okay. Now, if you're already logged in, then you'll see a profile like this. Okay.
Oh, I see. Wow.
From menu. Okay, so you'll see all the channels. Just a short link to go to the channels page, your uploaded videos, your uploaded photos, and a simple profile page there. Profiles, they can edit their photo, first name, last name, email address, and phone number.
Okay.
Okay. I will show you how users will upload the photo. So camera icon. When I click camera, it will ask me to either select photos from your library or photos or videos from the library, or I can capture the videos or photos. So library, you can select multiple. Video, you can, when you click on video, it will start showing the this screen in the video mode that you can start capturing, or you can have photo mode. You can capture the photo. Let's assume you have selected 3 from the library, and now you are on the upload screen. Yes, so you see that these 3 I have selected to be uploaded.
Oh,
now it's time to tag the videos and photos. This is not uploaded yet. I'm just preparing to upload. So this is the selected videos that I want to upload and want to upload it with tags. So I have a list of all the wrestlers with associated tags about team and division already before the event, especially for RMN. Okay, so I will see this list right away when I click on the add wrestler. Let's say I select any of the wrestlers, then all the team and age group and division weight class tags will be applied automatically here only by selecting the wrestler name. Okay, I can also go to other tags to select some pre-made tags, like there can be general tags I can have for all the RMN channels, or I can type my own tag here. If it is not from the list, and if I type something that's not there, I can type that and can add it into my custom tag to this list. Okay, now I have this upload 3 files. When I start uploading, all this will be uploaded with all the selected tags. This tag you can see from this list. You can also remove it before uploading. And here, when you click on upload 3 files, it will compress this screen also compress the video. So it's not only uploading, it also makes compression, and with this pause and cross buttons. During the upload, I'll see that the progress. I can see if I change my mind, if I want to delete something before uploading, I can do that. I can pause something. Even if the internet connection is gone, it will be paused automatically. And on connection, when the connection is back, it will come back again. Sorry, I lost that.
Dawal, I have a quick question for you.
Yes, please.
What is the maximum character count allowed for the tags? You know, such as 256 characters total, 512. Do you have a maximum set for the database?
Not in database. Database, it's just back at 255 characters, but we are restricting it more than 20 characters. We are restricting from UI. Okay. We are not mentioning it anywhere. I'm not sure if we should mention, but we don't want to spam it by having the long sentences as a tag there.
Yeah, you probably don't have to mention it, such as with YouTube and a number of others where they don't. If it's too long, it just ignores it and then drops it out. You kind of realize it. Yes. It could just be put in the FAQs or something later on too, as just a side note.
Mm-hmm. Yes, that can be there. You notice that when it is uploading, suddenly this will come beside the logo. That shows that upload is going on. This is useful because when this is happening, you don't have to be here. You can upload you can go to the home screen, or but let's say I click on the home screen again, then I'm on home screen, but I have this loader. So I know that something is going on already. Okay. I can still upload I can still surf the site, can watch videos while this is happening. And if I want to see the status, once it is done, it will be ticked. Or I can go there again, to see the status of all the upload status. After completing.
Nice
that
feature.
Is awesome.
That's
now I gotta stop you. That's awesome. Nice job.
After that, when it's completed, it will show ticked, and I can go back to my videos. Okay, so this is the list of videos that I uploaded. I don't have the detailed screen of this video yet, but it would be similar to the video detailed screen I just presented. It will have the name, and you can also change the descriptions there. On my photos, I'll see the list of all the photos. It's not the grid, it is just a list of photos in masonry format that you can follow. Yes, so that's the overall idea. It's still we are improving UI and also making many adjustments, but this will give you a the broad view idea that's where we are heading.
That looks really good.
Thanks.
Can I ask you one question?
Yes,
Can you go to the video upload button feature?
Sure.
For a live video feed, if somebody is uploading live video to us, how is that being processed? Is that going through AWS? Is it just recorded? Is it something that we can stream live, or how does that work?
The difference between choosing it from library and capturing directly using the video, the only difference is you are saving the time to save the video. So you are just capturing, and it is saving to your library at the same time it is uploading as well. Okay, so it's not a live streaming, or it is not a live feed that you are sending anywhere. It is just you are capturing it, like how Instagram, when you just capture it and upload it. So you don't have to first capture the video, save the video, and then to upload, but just the capture and send. It does the same thing. The intermediate step of saving it to your device would be hidden. It is still in website. We are not storing into the into the system or the device, but in the app we will store it in our your device library as well. I'm not sure if I made it clear.
No, you did.
Okay.
I just have a question though. Would part of our marketing approach be to encourage people at the event to upload to be recording their videos through FanView rather than just on their phone? I'm thinking about that because we want to have the freshest content possible.
That would be better marketing.
For marketing, yeah.
Yeah.
But from my experience, when I'm uploading using whatever app that I'm using at the time, the quality isn't as good. And so if my intent is to upload a video for sharing, then I personally always record it on my phone, so I have a really good copy of it. And then when I upload, the app will compress it for me according to what they need. But then I have the good quality.
Okay.
So, Dhaval, how does that? We haven't actually discussed this yet. So, Dhaval, do you know how that's going to work? Is our app going? It would be nice. Let's just put it this way. It would be very nice if our app would capture the video at the normal quality that you would have if you were using your camera in your phone directly. And then we compress it on the upload so that people don't avoid using the app for compression. How does it work?
See, how I see the question is, once you upload this, once you are at this stage where it is uploading and when it is done, okay, at this stage when it is all done, we have the copy of this compressed video on cloud, that is Amazon S3, that is our own cloud, not on our own premises. So I think what Frederick and Chris is asking is to have the share button directly from here, that you can share it from here to Facebook and other social media, or you can choose to share at the same time when you upload it. So it does not go only to your videos and only on FanView library, but at the same time it also goes to other social media like Instagram and Facebook. Once it is here uploaded, it is already compressed. So you just need to have a button here that links their social integration. I mean, when you click on the share, it will ask you their Facebook username and password, and this will be shared to their Facebook account. Okay, is that how you were expecting to have this video shared, Chris?
Yeah, I think that'd be fine. I think we're going to be talking about that. What exactly this will look like as we move more closely and move forward. One thing I was thinking about was, what if at this feature we had an option, and I'm just throwing this out there and it might not make sense for us at all, but if people start uploading, like if we wanted to have, like, let's say a live stream, let's say Periscope simultaneously, and that way, every time people start streaming live, we have to pay for that, for the processing on AWS. right? If we wanted to send, like, let's say a live stream, and I realize our system isn't set up for that right now, but let's say we wanted to have a live stream where we incorporated with Periscope, and maybe we're able to send the stream to Periscope with an embedded tag in there, or a couple of tags, so we can find it later. I was wondering if that might be an option for us in order to have a live streaming solution, or integrate with other live streaming sites or apps, or is that even something that we should be discussing at this point?
In the
Yes, and
future.
the future, and you're also right that it will increase the cost of it's based on the seconds, how many what is the duration of that live stream. This service charge from Amazon would be based on the duration of the live feed that you are sending.
But if there's a way for us to incorporate live streaming into FanView and not have to pay for it, that might be interesting to us in the future, as Allison says, but we could at least kind of discuss it, the possibilities of that now. But for right now, I think, our goal is to create a minimally viable app, and let's not get too much in the weeds. But I think what you've set up, Davil, takes care of, what we need it for right now.
Yes.
I have a question. Does FanView have like a Twitter account or a Facebook account or an Instagram account?
That's a very good question. Yes, I've opened those up. We are not integrated with them yet.
Okay, but you do have an account that you run?
Yes, I set it up for testing.
Because Periscope is actually ran through Twitter, which is free. So if you could find a way to link that Twitter, you could do live stream through Twitter through the FanView for free.
That's what I was thinking. That would be great.
Absolutely. I'm like, absolutely.
Absolutely, because if we can get it through that. Hello, everybody. How are you guys? I'm sorry, I'm kind of tardy on the promptness. I was listening in on the conversation, though. I was here in spirit. That's exactly what we were thinking, because if we're going to have all these events that's coming up, and there's events are going around the country, and you want FanView to be a part of it, live streaming is one of the best things to have, especially at the events with all the college coaches are there. Some of the college coaches that can't come to the event can click on there and check out the kid. So that's a great deal, Foxy. If we can help FanView find a way, we can figure it out through Periscope, through Twitter. We'll be able to link that all in, and then they can be a part of all these events that's going on, especially around that I'm affiliated with me refereeing, and really blow them up and them getting connected around with sports.
Right.
So I think what we're going to do here, thanks.
And I
go ahead.
Yeah, I just want to be the timekeeper a little bit, because I know, Chris, you wanted to keep this to an hour, and literally it's all very, very exciting stuff, and it's all of this is on our product roadmap. But Chris, how do you want to handle it? Because everything is being recorded, and we will, it's already in our product roadmap, and very exciting stuff. This is definitely where we're going.
But Allison, is expected to deliver an app on a deadline at a price, and there's things that we need to have, and there's things that we want to have.
Right.
And the live streaming from Twitter is something that I'd really want to have, but at this point it's not crucial to us, and it might be in our version 2, but that's definitely where we want to be.
I mean, and it's not hard for us to integrate it into the website or into what people view. I mean, essentially, we've already done that, but they would have to have an account with Twitter, and be familiar with live streaming, and then we can pull that into our interface, whether it's on the page within our interface, because how does that work with the grid?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, it's more of, okay, we're watching a live event, we're seeing live streams in the same page. That's a very interesting thing. But that's all happening not within our app. It's more in the viewing experience.
Mm-hmm.
So right now, our app is focused on being able to view grids and watch them.
Okay, Allison, you're breaking up on me. I might have lost her.
Yeah, I didn't hear her either. The last part.
Anyway, I think we're all on the same page.
Yeah, I guess I got lost. I'm back.
Oh, okay, you're back. We can move on. I think the point is we all agree that we'd like to have live streaming through possibly a third-party source. Whether or not we're going to deliver this on this first version of the app remains to be a question for us, but that's definitely where we want to be headed.
Chris, may I dive in on something specific to the app?
Sure.
First, again, I agree. Deval, excellent work. Allison, excellent work on the app. When you were talking about users actually uploading videos, and this is great that Gary and Foxy are on this, is because of San Diego Elite Sports allegiance relationship with T-Mobile. T-Mobile is partnered with a phone manufacturer called OnePlus. Now, why this is important is the OnePlus phone, they have a model that holds 128 gigs. So when you're talking about a user at an event and they're downloading videos and then they're uploading videos or capturing videos is a better word, what you may do as you're preparing for your presentation with San Diego Elite Sports and T-Mobile is explain to them, we may be able to actually help you sell more units of the OnePlus device. Because of this expanded storage in the OnePlus phone, it actually will help the FanView experience. Because if I'm able as a user, a parent, a child, hold 128 gigs worth of video, now when you are doing this with the app has even better functionality. And that speaks to what you're saying, Allison, which I agree with, is you want to have the best video experience possible.
Mm-hmm. Nice. Okay, Frederick, that makes a lot of sense. Also, with the T-Mobile pitch, I saw a great video. I've been researching T-Mobile and Sprint, and they're in a really interesting position right now. T-Mobile and Sprint just merged, and one of the reasons they're doing it is preparing for the 5G rollout. And I heard the CEOs of both the company explaining in their presentation to investors how the next generation of 5G technologies and companies that can support 5G technologies are going to be the next great internet companies, kind of like from the .com era in 2000. And we're kind of going through this generational shift right now from 4G to 5G. And I think that this enhanced capability and the uploading can really fit into what we do. So one of the things that we need to think about is also not only the OnePlus phone, but being part of their 5G program as well. Anyway, go on. I didn't mean to get us off subject here.
Can I piggyback on that? Hey, Chris, can I piggyback on that real quick?
Yeah, please.
So Allison, Davo, Frederick, Foxy, and Chris. Chris and Frederick understand what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to merge T-Mobile. T-Mobile is going into sports, like I told you guys, next year. They want to be more into sports. They want to be more into the youth sports, the adult. They haven't dig in the adult sports, and that might be another avenue. But I'm trying to make sure that we got sponsorships by FanView through T-Mobile. And so through T-Mobile, they'll be able to bridge the gap between FanView, between Communion, between San Diego Elite Sports, because they don't have nobody that's really doing anything that we're doing on that level. So if I can get T-Mobile and get them involved in a store that's near your place of business or wherever you guys are living at and get a rep with that, we can also try to tie in T-Mobile. That's what I'm working on with Coach James Shaw and with Coach Frank. is delivering Communion and FanView along with San Diego Elite Sports with T-Mobile. And that'll be coming soon where we'll sit down and talk and start doing some more research on our own head, because we also got to understand that if we're going out there to help T-Mobile out, what more can they help us out with as and that we're trying to achieve, especially with the machine that records everything. We would like that in every gym. To highlight, to have FanView in every gym, in every arena, in every sport. So it's all coming, Davil and Allison, so you guys know what's going on and be aware of. This has been a 4-year mission, and it's almost completed.
Amen. Thank you.
No problem, because I don't think that Davil and Allison understands the importance of this relationship. They do understand the importance of the relationship, but we're talking about the longevity of the relationship and what can it bring for all of us on a bigger, wider scale, especially when it comes to youth sports and when it comes to getting involved in all that avenue. So, all right, you guys, I'm out of here.
All right, Gary. Hey, can I call you later? I want to talk to you about Thursday or next week.
Welcome to call me anytime. I'm gonna go play basketball later on this afternoon and beat up on some kids, and that's it. You hit me.
All right, Gary. I'll call you later.
And Chris, I'm gonna have to jump off and get on another call really soon.
No worries. We should probably disband our meeting. This has been great. I really like the app, and we're making progress. It feels really good.
Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it.
Thank you,
Thanks
Foxy.
for joining.
Thank you.
So much. I look forward to working with all of you guys. A lot of great minds here.
I do too, Foxy. I think you could be a great addition to our team, especially for San Diego Elite Sports.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you.
Awesome.
Thank you guys. Have a great day.
You too.
Bye.
You too.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye, Frederick.
Shalom.
Bill.
See you later.
So long. And Davil, I'll see you later. Thanks a lot.